this one goes into why we went into the Revolutionary War, which is all about money, which is the fact that when the people left England, they printed their own money. They created their own system.
I thought it was to get freedom of religion and speech and to worship. And
they were here.
To be free and all that stuff.
How do you give a fuck? If you're in England, what are you going to do in America? Nothing. They printed their own money. England said, whoa. Yeah, nah, cancel that shit. No, you can't have your own money. So now that they don't have their own money, they had to take loans from England at percentage. So they go, we're enslaved. So they go, fuck it. The Revolutionary War was them going, fuck it.
I'm not paying you.
I'm not paying you, nigga. And they go, we'll fight to the death before I keep paying you this bullshit. That's when they won the freedom. But right after that, these people, J.P. Morgan Chase, allegedly, Rockefeller, allegedly, according to this movie, fucking Rothschild.
We've heard the Rothschild name.
Love his candies.
Who is mind-blowing, who during the Napoleon War, whatever war that was, the French Revolution or whatever.
Yeah, one of those.
Rothschild found out, because he had family over there, that Napoleon lost. And this is before Google.
Yeah, you couldn't just Google.
So he found out a day early that the war was lost by Napoleon. He put a word out that Napoleon won the war. And everybody was horrified that England lost the war.
Yeah.
Took everything out, everything plunged, England was worthless. Rothschild goes in with $1.50 and buys England. Finds out Napoleon lost. England's worth billions now.
Now everything goes back up. He bought it at dirt cheap.
Dirt cheap.
Now it's worth.
Mr. Rothschild owns England. Owns the world. Now, America fought their way out of this. This is the spirit of where America came from.
Yeah.
Now we're living under it right now. Now you get up to Woodrow Wilson signing the Federal Reserve Act.
1913.
1913. In 1933,
I know my history.
The fucking America collapses.
Bankrupt.
Yeah, that was
the country is bankrupt.
They have to borrow more money from the feds.
So the feds, which has nothing to do with the federal government.
They have to borrow more money. This is why, again, a whole nother side shit where they start wars on purpose so they can just keep lending money. They can keep lending money to everybody. They don't give a fuck. So in 1936, as collateral for the new money that they're lending, the big bankrupt money, they create Social Security and 401ks and all that shit as collateral for the money they're lending now. How are you going to pay this money back? And here's the thing: it's never based on force. It's never based on pistol to your head force. It's based on, we got people who think when they're 60 they're going to have this money to live their life, but really they're giving us this money freely to pay back this loan. And look, the propaganda, you can believe if Rush Limbaugh does a well-done documentary, I'm sure you go, whoa. You can go, whoa. And you lean towards what you believe. The 9/11 thing, about 9/11 is this. And again, forget 9/11 in terms of actually what happened.
Yeah.
Talking about the background of it. World War I, we could not get involved in World War I. America would not want to get involved. No one supported World War I, us being in World War I.
Yeah,
they sunk. They have this conversation, allegedly, but it's supposed to be on record.
Oh, yeah, this is like something
dude
that's known.
Talked to another dude and said, listen, we can't get in the water. He goes, what if an ocean liner with a bunch of Americans on it fucking sunk?
Torpedoed or something.
How'd that happen? What do you think? Well, I think that America probably have to get involved. Boom! Boom! What is it, the Lusitania?
Yep.
And we in. World War II did not want to get into the war. Wouldn't get into it. FDR, is it for FDR?
Yeah.
He started to allegedly provoke Japan into fucking with us. We embargoed them. We stopped trading with them.
Or giving them the steel they needed.
We started threatening them on the side, like giving China some shit. Giving China money and help and going, fuck those motherfucking Japs. Sound like sushi anyway, bitch. Australia tells America 3 days before, according to this film, that, hey, these motherfuckers are getting together quite a large force in the Pacific, man. They are, and they're heading towards Hawaii. Huh? What? Huh?
What?
Huh? Sweetie, make me some muffins.
There were a few
We
booms
in the war,
in that one.
and this bank needs this to happen so that we can support all sides, all our interests. They were lending us money to fight our war. We were lending ourselves money to fight our war on interests. Fast forward to Vietnam. The reason we got into Vietnam was an attack on a ship that was a fucking lie.
The Gulf of Tonkin. Yeah.
A fucking lie. Here's what bothers me. How can you, there's things that you move on to, right? How do I move on to the Gulf of Tonkin without really talking about the Lusitania? Like, how do you go to the next fucking thing? Why don't you go, wait. No. Let's keep talking about the fact that we may have sunk this shit with people on it. Can we talk about that? No. We just keep moving. Fast forward to the Gulf of Tonkin. A lie. Now, it's officially a fucking lie in history. It's not an argument. It's not Illuminati. It's a goddamn lie. But we fought it anyway. It's a part of history, and we go, we fought it. Fast forward to 9/11. Look, whether you go, there's some things, okay, hey, we argue back and forth. I'm going with the climate of wanting to go to war for some shit, can't go to war, and need an event big enough
to go to war.
Now, we can argue the engines disappearing at the Pentagon. We can argue this, and we can argue the spots of the way the buildings imploded, like it was demolished. And we can disagree. I could go, I believe that shit. And you go, fuck no. But I'm saying the climate of what's happening, it's the same as the other three. Why can't we think that this shit could happen? It's shot. Building 7, and don't roll your eyes yet. I just watched Building 7. They put a picture of Building 7 falling that didn't get hit, that didn't have structural damage, imploding the same exact way as a planned demolition, the way it fell. There's people that say, now, I know how you feel about it.
Yeah,
I couldn't argue back and forth about it because we're both going off what we believe. We didn't go out there with, our meters or anything like that. I'm repeating some shit. You're repeating some shit, what you feel. So I'm just stepping back going, historically, the country would do some fucked up shit so that it can lend itself money for war. And here's the Vietnam War that they're comparing to the Iraqi thing. All he needed to do is sustain. The Vietnam War was never supposed to be won. It was just supposed to go on and on and on and on and on. So I could keep lending myself money at interest and keep taking money out your baby's asshole.
So now why is it called the Obama deception?
Because
everyone believes that Obama's going to change the world, but the fact is he's just...
Let's change America! Let's change America!
He's just the next guy in there to keep everything going.
He's just the guy, he's just whatever they need him to do to be...
And they brought up the fact that the last real president we ever had was Kennedy.
JFK.
And he was trying to, go against...
And guess what happened to him?
This whole thing.
I hear something
him out.
Splitting headache one day.
Every president that ever stood up to this is no longer with us before he was not supposed to be no longer with us. But, back in the day, they didn't have, laser beams.
Yeah, you had to hope he was going to sip the arsenic tea that you left by his bedside.
You had to sneak your musket in and blow his face up. You got to wait till he's at Broadway watching a shitty show with his wife. He didn't hit him right in the head. And I guess...
You're opening the right curtain to the show.
Hoping that musket ball took his face off.
Best thing is, you think you know everything.
But I'm just repeating what I said. It's just, I believe it, though. I just believe it because we live it in that time. And the actual thing is what they're trying to unfold has been since World War I is a one world thing.
Yeah.
The last bit of it is I think China, because they're trying to get they canceled Europe. The EU, there's no borders.
Yeah.
But they signed a thing called the North American Union, and there's no borders here either. Canada, Mexico, and the U.S. is borderless. That's why no one's talking about immigration and sneaking across the border, because they want one big thing, so that they can control one big thing. They're canceling all this horse shit.
One World Bank.
One World Bank to make one world.
Well, that would be
they did it to Africa. Africa was
entity.
the first one they did it to. Yeah, cancel all these funky African countries. We need one Africa. Fuck all that. EU, and then China, and I don't think China's involved quite yet, but they're the next one that we got to figure out.
So they're starting to say, hey, we need a little security here.
Yeah.
What you need something to back this shit up.
How much?
Yeah.
$787 billion?
Yeah. How can you back this shit up? It's just paper to us.
$5 trillion?
Yeah.
That's missing?
A lot of fucking massive firecrackers
coming out of your kid's asshole. Every time you get a motherfucker, every time you have a baby, that's a little cash register. Oh, wait a minute, you'll like this one. This is why I wanted to call you.
Yeah. They didn't really close.
Oh, yeah, they didn't close it.
Yeah, well, explain that to him real fast before you go to the gun law thing.
The Guantanamo Bay thing was just a promise to think about closing it in a year. Not closing it. I promised that I might close that shit
in a year.
According to the movie.
Right, because from what I've heard, it sure sounds like he's closing the shit down, but
it's also being told that they're sending these prisoners elsewhere to get the crap beat out of them. They're not just letting them go and then like, all right, go on with your lives.
It's not covered internationally.
Right. They're just kind of moving them to another place.
They're just sending to like Saudi Arabia where they can.
According to the movie.
Right.
According to the film.
Movie, right.
Well, here's the thing about gun laws, my friend.
According to the movie.
According to the film. We are now a standing army. We are absolutely a standing army. Which means, it means that our soldiers are now going to be slowly deployed all over the planet. Very close to China and Russia.
That's crazy.
Very close, sending everyone everywhere.
No, that's crazy because Obama said that he wants to pull back.
Well, he put 30,000 extra troops in Afghanistan. According to someone else, I wasn't there. I didn't see what happened. Now, ultimately, though, what they're doing, and I forgot the name of the website, and essentially is and Rahm Emanuel said it in the movie. He goes, look, eventually, America, being an American it's not a right, it's a privilege. And you are to service. They use this word service. They use New World Order and service.
Service.
A lot. Service. You are to service this country. And they're trying to implement that kids from 18 to 25 be required to service the country. Required. They don't get into what the service is. But basically, according to this film, that they need more police. So they're trying to create a civilian army for when the shit goes down and there's martial law. They need people. And not everybody is going to come in and go, hey, I volunteer. So they're going to have service. And what they're doing, the first phase, is to cancel the Second Amendment.
Right.
So that there's only the fucking police running around with guns. People can't have guns to protect themselves. They have to take away that shit so that they can go find out who's registered. And there'll be criminals with them, but criminals will end up being our friend if this goes down. They're going to take the guns. And again, according to this film, that they want to take the phase one is to take these. Phase two is to slowly implement service. And Rahm Emanuel said it's saying it. Slowly implement service. And they don't say nothing else but fucking service.
So there's this youth army that kind of...
Nigga! What the...
That's just kind of what, and their job will be to keep the people from fucking saying fuck you.
When they go, all right, everybody, listen, here's what we need to do. We're just going to take your money and we're going to just outright come in here with this V for Vendetta kind of thing. With this, what's the other movie that's like V? Like where these fucking movies, with this They Live kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they come in and they just lower the boom and say, here's our plan, but it's too late for you to do anything stupid. They're gonna have motherfuckers, making sure that they'll shoot a motherfucker in the face.
Service.
Service. As soon as you go, wait a minute, J.P. Morgan Chase, I want my money. And they'll have somebody in that motherfucker to blow your face off.
We're sorry about that. Go to your home that you can't afford.
Fast forward to why Obama was picked. This movie saying he was groomed for 30 years.
Yes, according to this film. Because the globalization has a different phase. It ain't white no more. If you want to go global, most global is not white. It's just Australia and England and America. It's full of white people. But everybody else, he's there to make everybody else feel like they're possibly a part of this globalization. And his job in the movie, what his job is for them, for the people.
The Illuminati?
No, not the Illuminati. They never said
the Bill Burr Group?
The Bill Burr Group. The Bill Burr Group. The Bill Burr Group.
The Bill Burr Group is running the world.
They're running the world, and they are comfortable saying the Bilderberg Group.
Yeah.
But they're not comfortable saying the Illuminati. But people are comfortable that the Bilderberg Group exists. And Obama, all his job is to do is keep the people loving him. That's his job his first mission is making sure people keep